Hi, and welcome back to your MES lesson. I'm Claire. By now, you should be able to fluently answer third conditional questions negatively. Let's test your progress. There will be 10 questions in total. You will have a few seconds to answer each question. For example, if you hadn't seen the weather report, would you have been prepared for this cold spell? Then answer me like this. No, if I hadn't seen the weather report, I wouldn't have been prepared for this cold spell. Are you ready for your test? Good. Let's get started. Number 1. If you hadn't changed your mind about Henry, would you be engaged today? No, if I hadn't changed my mind about Henry, I wouldn't be engaged today. Number 2. If Sean hadn't snubbed you at the last get-together, would you have left him in the cold at our company dinner last night? No. If he hadn't snubbed me at the last get-together, I wouldn't have left him in the cold at our company dinner last night. Number 3. If Jeff and Angela hadn't met with that particular banker, would they have been able to secure a loan? No, if they hadn't met with that particular banker, they wouldn't have been able to secure a loan. Number 4. If you and I hadn't drawn the short straw, would we have spent the last 3 hours shredding all those documents? No, if we hadn't drawn the short straw, we wouldn't have spent the last 3 hours shredding all those documents. Number 5. If you hadn't brought this hunk of junk to the mechanic, would you have been able to get it on the expressway? No, if I hadn't brought this hunk of junk to the mechanic, I wouldn't have been able to get it on the expressway. Number 6. If Adam hadn't changed his tune at trial, would they have been so lenient with his sentence? No, if he hadn't changed his tune at trial, they wouldn't have been so lenient with his sentence. Number 7. If we hadn't got everything done on time, would the supervisor have allowed us to take off early? No, if we hadn't got everything done on time, the supervisor wouldn't have allowed us to take off early. Number 8. If Sienna hadn't backed up the data on the hard drive, would she have been able to recover what was lost? No, if she hadn't backed up the data on the hard drive, she wouldn't have been able to recover what was lost. Number 9. If we hadn't pulled an all-nighter, would we have aced the exam? No, if we hadn't pulled an all-nighter, we wouldn't have aced the exam. Number 10. If Kate and Stephanie hadn't argued yesterday, would they have ignored each other today? No, if they hadn't argued yesterday, they wouldn't have ignored each other today. So, how did you do? Did you get all 10 correct? If not, no problem. Allowing yourself to make mistakes is an important part of the learning process. Remember, it's all about working at your own pace and speaking fluently. So, just go back to video B and keep on practicing until you can say all 10 answers quickly and fluently. If you got all 10 correct, well done! Now it's time for you to move on to your next e-lesson. I'm Claire, and I'll see you back here soon.